What is up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle, where we are talking with Father, who happens to be our son.
Shaun.
You know, in all my years, I've never set foot outside the Institute. Not once. Since the day they brought me here. I've never had a reason. But now, this just confirms the truth I've always known. The Commonwealth is dead. There's no future here. The only hope for humanity lies below.
So why come out here?
To put things in perspective, I suppose. Standing here, I'm reminded of how fortunate I am that I was spared a life in this wasteland. I know that to you, I was kidnapped from that vault. In truth, the Institute rescued me. Both of us, really.
But why refreeze me?
As a failsafe, of course. I was the perfect candidate. An infant with uncorrupted DNA. But if something were to go wrong, if I died, well, the Institute realized a contingency plan was prudent. Another source of pre-war DNA, preferably related to their primary subject. It only made sense that my parents should fill that role. So you were kept alive and safe within the vault. I'll admit, when I had you released from Vault 111, I had no expectations that you'd survive out here in all this. To not only do so, but manage to find me. To infiltrate the Institute itself. Extraordinary.
So it was you. You let me out.
Yes. It was my decision. Certainly it was no longer necessary to keep you suspended. Well, I suppose I wanted to see what would happen. An experiment of sorts. I had no idea what kind of man you were, you see. Would the Commonwealth corrupt you? As it has everything else. Would you even survive? Perhaps most curious to me, would you, after all this time, attempt to find me? And now I know the answer.
Well, here I am. Was it worth it?
I believe so. There are greater things to come after your success at Bunker Hill. The synths have been safely returned and will be repurposed. Thank you for your work. I hope you weren't at too much risk.
What do you mean, the synths will be repurposed?
Modifications will be made to correct the defects in their programming, and they'll be assigned to new duties within the Institute. Not the first or last time it will happen. The railroad remains an annoyance, of course, but they'll be dealt with as necessary. And you, well, you've passed the test, as they say. You have done well. Please, take this as a token of my appreciation, our appreciation, really. It's time for you to become more involved in the future of the Institute. I'd like you to join me inside. The Directorate is meeting, and you should be there. I'll be waiting. I've seen enough. It's time to go back in.
We did it again. Did it again. I feel like I feel like my sperm count is probably dropping every time they do that around me. In general, I feel like I'm soaking way too much radiation every single time they teleport me or anybody else. Look, I'm like the Incredible Hulk. I can jump in between building rooftops and shit. That comes after, though. I gotta get comfortable before I can do the second half. Alright, it's time for us to go back and apparently meet with the Directorate. I think we also have some points we got to assign. So on that, I would say that it's probably time to go all in. Let's maybe think about doing... I mean, I haven't done anything with Hacker, and it's been kind of a pain in my ass trying to get things to hack properly. However... You can't do Science 3 yet. Chemist, alright. I don't know if I want to be high all the time just yet. Because you lead by example, your companion does. No, I don't want that. I think I might actually do the all alone in the wasteland type deal, the lone wanderer, so I take less damage and then I can have carry weight increase, just because I've been rolling by myself, because I don't want to piss off any of the companions lately. Like, who's the bad guy companion that can come with you everywhere that's just like, yeah, man, be depraved, do whatever you want. Like, that's the bad guy that I need. Like, essentially, I need whatever the companion version of Kellogg is. Like, who's not really going to judge me, but like, well, you shot the guy in the face. I mean, probably wasn't the action that I would have taken, but sometimes somebody's got to get blapped. It is what it is. I don't make the rules here. Father makes the rules here, although I am Father's dad, so...
Encounter a hazardous chemical spill. Please alert
Son.
facilities.
Let's get this directorate meeting over with before we speak further. It's important.
We got here with a quickness. He hasn't even gotten up the stairs yet. What? You guys have glass tube walkways? Damn it. I always wanted to be a hamster. This is what it feels like. Awesome. I don't have the little fuzzy butt, though, that the little teddy bear hamsters have. I always wanted a teddy bear hamster, and then I just never got one. I have this I don't know what the desire is, but I always want to say hamster. I don't know why that is. Like, when I say the word hamster, I want to say hamster for some reason. I have no idea why I put a P in there.
I think it's time we begin.
Sir, excuse me, but what exactly is he doing here?
I will address that issue. But there are other subjects that require our attention first. The level of unrest in the Commonwealth continues to rise, as we're all aware. Your report.
All Institute facilities remain completely secure with the exception of one notable breach. Otherwise, internally, things are as tight as they've ever been. Dr. Ayo has been keeping an eye on things topside.
Yes, Watchers show no additional threats beyond those previously identified. We're still monitoring the increased activity around Fort Independence, but there are no immediate signs we should be concerned. Boston International Airport remains occupied, with Brotherhood presence noted at several other points throughout the Commonwealth. Intelligence suggests that this railroad continues to operate and is becoming more ambitious. SRB agents are monitoring all known situations, sir.
Very good, thank you. It's clear that our safety needs to be the primary concern going forward. To that end, where are we on Phase 3?
Excuse me, but, sir, are you sure this is, well, the proper time to be discussing that? Considering, I mean, given all parties present?
Ah, yes, that's true. Have you heard anything about Phase 3?
I don't think so.
It's all right. I wouldn't expect you to have. The project has been classified from the beginning. Power is, as I'm sure you've seen above ground, a very valuable commodity. I'm not talking about some abstract concept of control. I mean real, tangible power. The kind that keeps the lights on. With every advance the Institute makes, our need for raw power increases. Many compromises and sacrifices have been made over the years to allow progress to continue.
What kind of compromises?
We have at times had to rely on drawing power from above-ground installations. It risks personnel and equipment, but no longer. Phase 3 is simply the activation of a nuclear reactor that can provide enough power to the Institute now and forever. It will ensure not just our survival, but our prosperity.
Sounds like an important step.
Well, that's an understatement. The reactor is close to ready, but recent tests have determined we have a few tasks ahead of us. Thus, we come to Phase 3. And to how you will help.
Sir.
Yes, Dr. Ayo. Previously, we would rely on Kellogg for above-ground operations, yes? Well, he is gone. While I'm not overly fond of putting my own father in harm's way, he has proven more than capable of handling himself.
Yes, but...
This is not a matter for debate. Now, there is one more subject that requires discussion.
I don't know that this is the time.
Dr. Holdren, it is time. Please, as I'm sure several of you are already aware, I have been under Dr. Volkert's care for some time. I'm sorry, this is difficult for me. Our best efforts have failed. Every experimental treatment we could devise has been unsuccessful. I'm sorry to say I am dying.
No!
Can't be
Please,
serious.
everyone, please. I am sorry. This is not how I wanted to tell you, but we're running out of time.
You're dying?
I'm afraid so. A very aggressive form of cancer. Believe me when I say we've done everything we can. We can talk more later. Right now, the future of the Institute is at stake. The Institute cannot survive without leadership. The Directorate must continue to govern with the best interest of all in mind. To that end, I am naming my father as my successor.
Oh, boy.
You can't be serious!
Really?
How can you possibly justify this? He isn't one of us. He isn't even a scientist.
Ignoring your borderline, insubordinate tone, I will simply say this. The Institute has enough scientists. What it needs is a leader. I believe my father has already proven himself more than capable in that regard. This will conclude this meeting. Thank you.
The latest synth generation is just amazing. Those guys in robotics are working.
Well, I respect, actually, I like the fact that the game dropped the big C in here. A lot of games will just be like, oh, this individual is now sick, and then they just die off and they don't tell you why. It injects realism into the world. Sooner or later, it's something everybody's going to have to deal with. I mean, and I like that about it, in fact.
Let your surroundings be a reminder of what science and willpower can accomplish.
My justification for siding with the Institute, as I said in the previous episode, the Institute seems to be the only faction that has their shit together and can restore the old world, like with technology starting off from where we were. Everybody else is a hard reset. They're going back to Wild West times and whatnot, or relying on just brute force to get it done, and people are living in like shingle shacks and shit like that. I feel like I've got to go, even though I know the Institute is not doing good things on the side, you got to go with the faction that has the best chance of maintaining the status, overthrowing the status quo and reinstating the old world again. You can't start off from scratch. I like science and technology too much to be like, nope, we can't go back to like roasting meat over fires and beating each other over the head with clubs. I can't allow that to happen.
What the Institute's founders would think of our accomplishments.
I had no idea.
I know this is... well, it's a lot to take in at once.
I'm sorry, Father. I hope it wasn't too presumptuous of me to put you in charge without even asking first.
I can do the job.
Of course you can. That's why I made the decision. There's no question that some of the Directorate and the Institute at large will need reassurances about your appointment. That's why I'd like you to take charge of this latest operation. Dr. Fillmore can fill you in on the details. There are hard decisions ahead for all of us, but for you especially. I know that you'll do the right thing.
See, it doesn't seem to me as though the Institute's heart is in the wrong place. While they might be doing bad things, they're doing bad things for the right reason. Like, I sense no malice in the decisions they're making. I sense only pragmatism. Like, they're just going for the best possible result. And if that happens to break a few eggs, then they're okay with that justification. Really, I mean, that's how science works. You gotta decide if you want to break a few eggs first to really get the hard work done. Still, at the same time, I know some people aren't going to like this decision. I don't fully like this decision. But I got to go with the technological winner here. Do we really want to give up all of this so that we can just go be cavemen with pipe rifles out in the middle of nowhere, you know?
Well, it's about to get busier. You're going to lead this operation, I'm told.
Absolutely.
All right, let's go over the details. Recent events have upset our timetable. Getting the reactor online has become our #1 priority. It needs to be running, well, yesterday. We're going to have to cut some corners. I'm not thrilled, but it means we'll need to rely on some pre-war tech. You're going to the mass fusion building to acquire a beryllium agitator for us.
What's a beryllium agitator?
The details would be lost on you. No offense. The point is, it'll allow us to boost the reactor's power and get it running sooner than planned. You just keep me safe. I'll worry about the agitator.
Sounds good. I'd appreciate the company.
Not as much as I'd appreciate coming back in one piece. I don't like going above ground unless there's no other option. But here we are, with our options dwindling quickly. Not to put more pressure on you, but But we have to move quickly on this. Word is that the Brotherhood is nosing around the area. We don't want them getting the agitator before we do. Head on up to the relay, and I'll meet you there.
Alrighty then. Relay to the mass fusion place. What am I doing with my inventory right now? Like, how am I looking on space? Like, things that I'm carrying around with me. I do think we should probably go back to Sanctuary for a minute and try to buzz in. I don't know. The world-building aspects of the game are really sort of lost on me. It's not a thing that I enjoy doing. And so, frankly, even in my personal playthroughs, I do like the bare minimum that I have to with Sanctuary, and then I go do other stuff. Just because the whole system, I get it. They're trying to tap into the whole Minecraft market and all that sort of thing. Like, I understand it. People really like building stuff, but I'm not one of those people. Let's get back to the shooting and the RPG. You know what I mean? I always remember Fallout as being an RPG before anything else. Fallout 2 and Fallout 1 being the perfect examples. And I just don't know. I just don't know if the evolution into an action game has really done for me what it's done for a lot of other people. Let's see what we can break down over here. I realize we're probably not going to want to walk around all willy-nilly with some of this other loot that we have. God, I like that coloration so much better. So Brotherhood of Steel uniform, we'll put that on underneath everything else because it looks clean, it looks nice, and it looks ready to go. I would like to put on my new helmet too. So if I got the strengthened nanofilament synth left arm, we'll rock that. It looks like it's better in all regards. The synth field helmet, I bet we can modify it to be better. So let's take it. We're going to work on that first. Then I'll take the machine over there, our power armor, and we'll get that all fitted out. For right now, I need to eliminate some of these. Nope, that is not what I desire to do. So Gatling laser. Let's get you broken down. Institute pistols. I always need more plastic, which is one of the reasons why I was so careful about picking it all up. Got a bunch of snubbies right here. I could probably get rid of a couple. I'd like to fit one of those out too and turn it into something a little bit nicer than what we have right now. I've got my laser rifle. I thought my combat rifle... We've got so many rounds for it that... What does this fire? This fire 10 millimeter? Let me modify this bad boy right now. I don't want the normal receiver. We're going to go all in on an advanced receiver. Because we have the resources to do it. That'll take it up to 60 damage a shot. Extended barrel. Yeah, let's go back to the extended barrel. We're all out of aluminium, unfortunately. So I may need to come up with a solution to that problem. However, I'm probably carrying a bunch of stuff with me that I haven't dumped off inside of here yet. Let me go ahead and... We got 30 pounds of random loot in there that may help us out slightly. As far as mods go, I usually like to take these and just kind of like throw them in here. I don't use them for anything, so they can go in there as necessary. I actually don't know if we picked up any aluminum. However, with the deliverer, that might allow us to get something a little bit nicer done. Actually, no. I'll go with the extendo then. Got really no choice there. Standard grip, I'll throw a comfort grip on it for right now because it's what I have available. Standard sights, I'm going to go with night sights on it because I do like night sights. As far as the suppressor goes, I'm not going to use the muzzle at all. And that's looking pretty good to me. We got 10 millimeter rounds, so that should be good enough. That's going to allow us to do away with this guy right here. We don't need him anymore. He's done and finished and off with, and so we'll give him his well-earned retirement. As far as the snubby goes, we got 217 rounds for that bad boy. It's going to be tough to keep this one in ammo. Le Fusil, I'll probably keep around as well. What have I done? Do I have a... Man, I need more. I need that to be... Actually, it's doing alright. I think we've already got that kitted out, so... Let's just kind of hang out with what we got for right now. Armor bench is going to be on this side over here, if I recall correctly. Yeah. There we go. So with the combat armor helmet, we'll probably go ahead and scrap all that. We were going in on some of the synth stuff, I think. And so since I have the synth helmet, I'll probably go in on nanofilament. I mean, it's going to make it heavy, but it's going to make it a lot better. And so that looks pretty good to me. Anything else that we have running for right now, I think I'll wait on. I just wanted to get one thing done before another. And let's have a look at this thing. I'll probably just dump some of the fatigues around here. Synth field helmet. Bam, there it is. So we are carrying around a lot of stuff right now. That really does not please me. However, there's not going to be much that I can do about that, so unfortunately it's just going to have to stay with me. As far as junk goes, I think we got a bunch more stuff that I can drop off inside the other... How does the helmet look, by the way? That shit's super sick. I don't like the rest of the synth set, but that armor, that helmet looks super badass. Kind of like a streamlined stormtrooper type deal. Let's go ahead and enter the armor, and the last thing we need to do is finish this off. We're going to throw it up inside of here, and then it's off to handle our business with the Brotherhood, I guess.
Some days are harder than others. But even the hard days get easier than the one before.
Yeah, I know. Life is hard, everybody's sad, we're all miserable. Not me, I'm going back to Science Land. I'm going to Tomorrowland. I got this covered. I do wish there was a repair all button for all of your armor. I don't know if I'm going to have enough aluminum to get the rest of this done. Yeah, I'm short on aluminum. So what we're going to need to do from here on in is I'm going to have to look out for our aluminum sources. Because we can't do anything. Hey, what are you doing right now? I want to be inside this armor. There we go. Much better. And for now, we jump off and head to our next objective. Back inside the Institute right now. It must be a mate. Like, they have... The problem is with all this, where do they get their manufacturing capability from? Like, is all of this stuff just irreplaceable? Because, to my reckoning, all the stuff they have in here requires very advanced machining and synthetics and all kinds of random stuff. Like, where are they getting their manufacturing capabilities from? You know, where is it coming from? Relay to the mass fusion will make you a permanent enemy of the Brotherhood of Steel. Yarp. Let's do this, Beezy. I figured there'd be a point.
The Brotherhood sure is here. Guess we'll have to go through them.
Alright, let me get my equipment all nice and locked in. I figured there'd be a point in the game where we would have to pick a side, and it appears as though we have landed on that moment. Still have my combat rifle. I'll probably put that in the number 2 slot for right now. It's gonna have to do for me. These little scrubs over here are not anything that I'm worried about. It's the power armor guys that tend to be problematic. Laser rifles. Okay, we're catching rounds already. Look at you guys in your advanced military tactics. Oh, there's one behind me. That actually explains a lot. Man. This cat's got a chin on him, don't he? He knows how to soak them hits. Knows how to soak them hits. You know, it seems to me like it would be smart to bring all that along with me. I bet it sells for like a stupidly high price. Man, you're that guy in the multiplayer match right now. You know that? The engineers have armor. I just want the laser pistol. If I could just take that, that's fine. Is the holotag aluminum? If the holotag's aluminum, I'll take that too. So what's going on with this little gun right here? Woo! Man, this gun puts them away. Alright, this gun should come with additional coffins. We're racking up some costs right now as far as the funerary stuff goes for our enemies. The Field Scribe's armor. I love that armor. That armor looks dope. I'm the kind of person that will wear shitty armor the entire game just because it makes me look cooler. I don't know if you know that about me as like a human being, but as long as I look cool, I don't care. I hated that shit in MMOs when like the next thing, like the best in slot was just the worst looking gear ever. Like whoever had the idea to... So where's the card at? It appears as though the game is directing us in that direction. Where my card? Where my card? Where my card at? Where are the stairs? Oh, we can go upstairs. Okay. That works for me. This gun is dope. I can't wait to shoot more people with this gun. I'm actually excited about it. Shooting more people is something that I'm definitely on board with right now. I like this firearm. I like this firearm a lot. We've got a mass fusion password. Okay, and a mass fusion executive ID. It's weird that it's still inside the like desk after all this time. Like nobody's come through here and just like taken care of that yet. Huh.
No sign of the agitator. We'll have to search the rest of the building.
Alright, one thing at a time. Need the duct tape.
Calm down, Noel. You knew that this was coming. I don't understand why you're acting this way.
Don't tell me to calm down, Carl. When we started designing the beryllium agitator, you said it would be for the benefit of mankind. Instead, I find out that you have been planning on turning it over to the military all along. You lied to me.
Don't give me that high and mighty attitude. Have you picked up a newspaper lately? There's a war going on out there, Doctor. And if our side's going to win, it needs all the help it can get.
I can't believe what I'm hearing.
That's enough.
Apparently he cut off the recording right there. I try to act high and mighty, but honestly when I'm baked, I find it hard to act mighty about anything. I just want to sit there and laugh at shit. Duct tape, scalpel, silver fork, hanging out and eating pork. It's so delicious in my mouth. Poor piggies. Poor piggies. Alright, let's grab the remainder of the loot in here. Trying to keep an eye out now for anything that's aluminum that'll help us out and make our lives a little bit easier. Slide that bad boy. You see that? That card levitates itself. Oh, we're going down? I feel way worse about that. Inside the bowels of the booty beast here. Also, our homegirl appears to have bailed out on us. She wasn't ready to ride or die. She was all down for the riding, but when it came to the dying, she was like, nah, I'm gonna go work for the feds. I was like, oh, man. How you gonna be a snitch? Go, 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 go! Deployment! No, she's back. Why have you got that ridiculous suit on? It's not that bad. I mean, I guess I can't really talk. Damn, I'm gonna start calling you. I'm gonna start calling you Dr. Click-Clack. Jesus. Dropping rounds on people. She's going harder than I am right now. That's all that I'm saying. It's kind of terrifying. Drink some purified water real quick, and I think I'm actually gonna use some Med-X if I have it. Just in case shit gets a little rowdier than I want to deal with. I'm gonna add this gun is the shit. You seem so surprised about it. You're in the middle of a battlefield. Wow. I hope I get to loot all these guys. If I don't get to loot these guys, I'm gonna be very upset with the world and the general trajectory that this is all taking. Blow the conduit? You must be real good friends with the conduit.
Cut the power to the elevators. It's clever. I'll give them that.
Gotta get this guy in the actuator. Man, we gotta get some cover here. I'm gonna start getting rid of some of his little, like, DPS enhancing minions, too. You wanna stop flashlighting me in my eyes? I realize that's probably the point, but... Long live the Bray. I do want all this stuff, by the way. I gotta break it down and get myself some aluminium. I'm gonna rock my rifle for a little bit. I feel like we got better rounds for this, but we're out of time for the day. My name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me here at the Nerd Castle for some Brotherhood of Steel extermination. I will see you all in future episodes. Bye, everybody.